Jesus Christ, you people suck. Wow. Wolverine on it.
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady. But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
All right, it's time. Another week in 4G Radio. This is episode 705 for July 11th, 2022. Now on the show this week we have Anthony.
No, don't sing don't sing. It makes it seem like it's going to be more exciting than it is.
I mean, I already did it.
Well, I'm sorry for you letting everyone else down.
We also got a Drew. Woohoo. And a Wombat too.
Anthony.
Oh, shit. That was everybody's 4th of July.
Man.
Good. Nobody I knew got blown up.
That's good.
It was, yeah.
Georgia Guidestones got blown up.
The Georgia guys, I had a few explosives myself.
Was that you, Drew? Did you do that?
I took a little ride 20 minutes outside of my house and blew up the Georgia Guidestones so that way we never know what to do after apocalypse happens.
I could see Drew running across the park where they are, and he's running away going,
I do think it's funny that last week tonight literally just did a story on the Georgia Guidestones the other day.
Yeah.
John Oliver did it like a couple months ago.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it's funny because we joke about Drew blowing them up, but he'd be the person that would want them up.
Oh, sure.
He likes the mystery more.
I do like the mystery more. We talked about that on our little mystery
Racist
show
mystery.
that we did. Well, see, I didn't know any of that stuff had happened. It was just like, some mysterious dude had these commissioned, and nobody knew who he actually was. And then couldn't find out it's some kind of weird dude who's big into the KKK, which of course
Of course.
right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I love you, Drew, but it's Georgia.
It is Georgia.
I mean, I've lived here all my life.
I mean,
I have seen it firsthand.
I look at your representation in the Senate, and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I did not vote for any of those people.
I know, but still, I look at that and I'm like, yeah. Hey, it's not like we can say a whole lot better, you know.
I mean, that man's a legend at UGA history.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know how many rushing jumps that man has?
Family services.
Do you know how many kids that guy has? Because he doesn't.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't.
No clue. Oh, gotta love it.
I think him and Elon Musk are competing or something.
Yeah.
It's Nick Cannon, though, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon, too.
I think Cannon's got them all. Whew. Anyway.
Yeah, but Nick Cannon doesn't have surprise children.
Yeah, he knows.
How do you know?
He knows.
He makes a big deal about it every time.
Yeah.
How do you know Nick Cannon doesn't have surprise children?
Well, that's true. You know,
because Nick Cannon would be proud to have surprise children. You know, he would be out there being like, "I got another one."
He's probably out there, doing that family tree search history, trying to find out if he missed any.
And
then, let me tell you something. There's a documentary on Netflix.
Oh shit!
Called Our Father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That is insane.
I almost spoiled The Boys for a second there. Holy shit!
I just read an article the other day. I think it was on SportsIllustrated.com that The Rock has 5 half siblings that nobody really knew all that much about until the last couple of years. and they all just kind of found each other. They were all Rocky Johnson's kids that just kind of found each other across Canada.
How does that feel when you grow up and you learn something like that? Like,
yeah, they kind of explained how it felt. Like some of them were understandably a little bit bitter about the fact that their dad was involved in the Rock's life and career, but wasn't involved in any of theirs.
Yeah, like, Jesus Christ.
They just weren't charismatic enough, I guess.
Yeah. They were talking about how weird it is to know that their brother's got an NBC series about his early life that features their dad, and like they didn't even know their dad.
Yeah. Wow. God.
Yeah.
Fucking people, man.
Yeah. And but I guess Rocky Johnson's brother is pretty involved in their life, so
So weird,
anyway.
though.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Infidelity, man. Keep it in your pants.
Yeah, well.
And we know that's not going to happen.
That's not, unfortunately, the history of professional wrestling.
Or let's be fair, any professional sport, okay?
True. Yeah, true.
Also, I find it funny that, like, Elon Musk keeps having kids and none of them seem to like him.
Well,
His desperate bid for attention will not even work on his own family.
he just needed something to tweet about since he, doesn't own Twitter now.
Aren't they forcing him to buy it now?
No.
They force him to pay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought
he's
they were
going
going
to
to
pay
force him
like a fee for breaking the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were going to force him to buy it
How
now.
would you feel if you could just pay a fee of $1 billion and not really care? Like, geez.
Yeah.
I would probably try and use some of my money for good, but that's just me.
Yeah.
He has to
Well-
liquidate assets, which means he has to pay taxes, because a lot of his stuff... Or not whatever.
Dude, I could liquidate every asset I have.
Yes, he has to sell. He has to sell stuff that right now he owns and is considered valuable, but isn't money. So he has to turn it into money, which means he has to pay taxes on it to then just hand over that money for nothing.
Yeah.
And you might say, it probably doesn't feel bad. It feels bad. I'm sure he's rather not pay that amount, and there's a little bit of joy in that. And he didn't buy Twitter, and
Which is really the biggest part of that.
Yeah.
That's the part that makes me the happiest
Then
at the end of the day.
who's going to swoop in and buy Twitter?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Embracer Group, as we pivot back to video games.
I mean, is Twitter like actively trying to sell?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
No, he was doing a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Where he was buying enough
Yeah.
stock to
The
be
majority of the stock.
They were excited about it because his bid was, like, I don't know, $16 or $17 million above their estimated value. So they were, even though it was somewhat hostile, they were definitely interested in his bid
So what was the point of him backing out?
Bots.
because he never wanted to buy it in the first place. It was just talk.
Oh, it was just a joke?
It was just,
because he fights to be more interesting than he is. That's the reason why he posts memes and talks about popular video games. He's unlikable. He has zero personality on his own other than dickhead. And so then he's like, what if I buy Twitter? I'll make it a free speech place. Oh, you look so cool to the edgelords, bud. Thanks.
he also, I think sometimes, like he criticizes stuff and then people are like, dude, you have enough money, just buy it. And then he's like, he feels stupid not just saying, oh, okay, that's true. Like he wants to continue criticizing it, but he doesn't want to buy it. So he's got to do what he can.
Man, be something wrong with you. That kind of money.
Why does
Speaking
people
of-
who have
speaking-
money
oh, I was gonna
stupid?
Let's bring this back to video games. Speaking of people that want to look cool by doing things, that Amico trademark has been abandoned.
Oh, we ain't even to news yet, Anthony. Come on now.
Who gives a shit? It's a great fucking thing. Here's the news. It ain't happening still. I guess that's a news.
Man, I feel bad for all those people that sunk their money into it.
Yeah, I hope that conversation with Tommy that you got, some of you, was worth it. Because you fucking gave up all credibility on the internet and we all just point and laugh. And that's coming from me, a man with no credibility on the internet, who people point and laugh at.
Amico. It's the next big thing.
It is the next big thing.
It
It's
means
actually the
friend.
current big thing, the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
100%. Switch 2, whatever. Amico.
Electric Boogaloo.
All
What the
right.
Switch 2 will ever happen.
Oh, it's
At
totally
this point.
happening. Just according to the internet. It's happening. Video games, let's talk about those. Alright, let's kick off with Drew. What you playing?
Well,
Yeah.
I am playing, for the first time ever, Sonic the Hedgehog. I have and am reviewing the collection known as Sonic Origins. Yeah, so excuse me. This is legit the first time I've ever played like any of the old Sonic games. I've never played any of them.
Really?
Still blows
Yeah.
my brain.
I never owned a Sega console.
Sega!
I was a Nintendo kid back in the day, and so I missed out on a lot of that stuff. And like the first Sonic game I ever played was actually Sonic Generations, and I didn't mind Sonic Generations. I liked it a good amount. The crazy thing is, and it still holds up to this day, I prefer modern Sonic over classic Sonic.
Well, I don't know if you've played some of the modern Sonic.
No,
Yeah,
he's talking in Generations.
Generations, yeah.
fine, but go play
And-
Sonic
and-
Boom.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Generations works well as modern Sonic because it actually uses everything. Like, it has a bunch of different systems. And then the classic Sonic stuff, it's like clearly a stage that's still built under the modern Sonic sort of sensibilities, but they're like, but we're going to throw some platforming in. And they're like, it doesn't, because I know you're playing Sonic 1.
Yeah.
Sonic 1 is probably the best platformer of the series, like just straight up doing platforming. But it is not the best game in that series.
I was just going to say that, and I know it's blasphemy to say this, but I don't think Sonic the Hedgehog plays very well.
I disagree with that,
Yeah.
but I understand where you're coming from.
I mean,
Not having played those games originally.
I mean, sure. I mean, it may be rough to go back to, but I mean, I'm just like, man, I get it. Like these games are supposed to be like real fast, doing, quick jumps and going around loop to loops and stuff like that. And when that works, it's great, but you can't make a full game like that. You have to throw in some platforming. Platforming in Sonic the Hedgehog is not good. It's floaty. It feels, it's like you're running really fast and all of a sudden it comes to a screeching halt because now you have to do a little bit of platforming and it's like awkward and I just don't like the way it feels at all. And I was like, maybe it's just because it's an older game. But honestly, I could go back and play Super Mario Brothers right now and be totally fine. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the platforming in that game. I have not touched the other ones because I was like, I want to play through them all in succession kind of thing,
Yeah,
which may be ill-advised. I don't know.
I actually, in some ways, agree with you, Drew. I don't think it's a bad game, but I was never huge on the Sonic series because I don't really like the way it controls. And some of that is that I was a Nintendo kid growing up, not a Sega kid, so that, I think, makes a big difference. But, yeah, I agree with you.
No.
I will tell you a little bit of why that's weird, why that game has such a very unique feeling, and that's because, and I'm sure he'll come back up in the news portion of it, maybe not, is because Yuji Naka made an engine, Naoto Oshima did character design, and then the man whose name I always forget, Carol Yu is what he went by, give me a second, gotta find out he's the guy that basically said, okay, well, you have an engine and you have a character, but that doesn't make a video game. So
Yeah.
there was a third guy involved with Sonic the Hedgehog, the first Sonic the Hedgehog game, and he had to basically make a game out of an engine. And Carol Yass is what he sometimes got credited as, Hirokazu Yasuhara. He's the guy that basically said, okay, that's great that you have an engine, but there needs to be a game involved. It's great that you have a character, there needs to be a game involved, and had to basically take those two parts and figure out how to make a video game at that point in time. So it's a bit of a weird game because they don't know what they're really doing. Like, Yuji Naka just had an engine that could go really fast. That was the whole sort of concept.
Yeah.
But that's not a video game. So that's where they had to make something around it.
So I'm assuming.
So what I will say is I love like everything around Sonic. I like the character design. I like the music. I like the level design in terms of the way it looks visually. I was never huge on the actual gameplay of the series.
Yeah. And I'm still, anytime I play a game, a side-scrolling platformer, and I run into enemies, for some odd reason, it's just instinct. I jump on somebody's head, I think that kills the monster. No, not in Sonic.
Yeah, that's your Mario training.
Yeah, Sonic, you have to be actively spinning jumping in order to hurt something.
Yeah, and you can't spin dash in the first game, so.
You can in this version.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, in the original, you can't just hold down and spin dash from a standstill like you can in the later games.
Yep.
So, all right. So tell me what the spin dash is.
That's where
Exactly.
you hold down and you just keep like pressing the jump button, and he spins into a ball really quick, and then when you let go, he bursts
Shoots
forward.
off. Okay, yeah, that's definitely in the first Sonic in this Origins collection.
Yeah, in the original Genesis game, you can do that if you're running. Like if you're
Downhill.
running, you can hit downhill. Yeah, but if you just hold down when you're standing still, you can't spin dash like you can in some of the later games.
Gotcha. And I have not played Sonic 2.
So
CD
Sonic
or
2 is better
Sonic
than the first one, I think.
So Sonic 2, yeah, I agree with Ryan. Sonic 2 does something where, like in the design, they go, okay, you're going to move fast, so we're not going to have a bunch of slow platforming segments for the most part. And if we are, it's going to be more obvious. Like, we're not going to have you running across something really quickly and then, like, stopping because the next gap you need to jump on a bunch of platforms, which I found was the case in the first game, or the labyrinth zone or whatever it's called, where you're underwater.
Yeah.
Oh.
They do stuff like that, but like you'll see in Sonic 2, like the second stage is Chemical Plant Zone, which I know you know from Sonic Generations. They are smart enough to be like, that is getting into that platforming segment is punishment for not reacting fast enough to the faster segments. So, like, knowing when to jump in the faster segments can get you over the water, and therefore you don't have to do the slow platforming segments.
Right.
Like, and they started realizing that as they went along. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like Sonic CD. It's because it's got this weird time travel system that I've never been able to fully wrap my head around. But, like, yeah, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles are way better games because you'll know right away kind of what pace that level's going to go at.
Yeah.
And Sonic 1's always been a weird blend that doesn't flow well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like Sonic and Knuckles a lot. That's a fun game.
I mean, playing as Knuckles in Sonic and Knuckles, like, changes the stage entirely.
Right.
That's the
Right.
weird thing about this collection is you can play
as anybody
in any of the games. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you
Tails
choose your character before.
Tails and Knuckles would break Sonic 1.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I figured.
So
Miles
yeah, I'm
per
playing.
hour.
So I guess I should probably talk about what's in the game. So you got Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic and Knuckles. Is that what it's called?
Sonic and Knuckles was like 3, a modified version of 3.
Yes.
Okay, and then Sonic 3D.
But
CD.
CD.
Isn't Sonic 3 and Knuckles the only way to play those games? Like you can't
just
separate
play
them, right? Yeah.
Sonic 3. because
or
they're
Sonic
just
and Knuckles.
packing them together. Because essentially, it was that game plus more stuff.
Yeah,
So
basically.
True, but they are slightly different too when you have them separated. There's like different cutscenes or whatever.
yeah, but
Yeah,
this game has
so-
all new cutscenes, like
No, I've
animated
heard.
cutscenes. Yeah.
I haven't sat down and played it. I haven't, but I haven't sat.
It's got a lot of cool unlockable shit too.
You know, I'm
There's a
gonna be into
lot of unlockable stuff.
that. Want to know a weird fact about Sonic 1 and Sonic 2? Every time they've used that music, they have to pay the guy that wrote it. They don't own the rights to the music.
God
They
damn, they
don't
gotta
own
pay
the
him
right.
a lot.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why, like, you'll hear other themes used in other Sonic games, so they do not have to pay him to use, like, Green Hill Zone or whatever, because he's actually a pop artist in Japan. Dreams Come True, I think, is the band. And, yeah, they have to pay him to use that music, so they avoid that shit as much as possible.
They should just make the official Sonic theme song now. Open your heart. Let's just do it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's part of the why, part of why they switched to like Crush 40 and stuff, because they could use it and just have the rights to that song.
God, open your
Because,
heart.
oh man, yeah, Masato Nakamura is the guy who did all the original soundtracks for Sonic 1 and 2, and yeah, they have to pay him to use the Sonic theme that he wrote, like, because they. That's the reason why if you play Sonic Spinball, it's got a really terrible opening theme. Because they were like, we're just going to use the Sonic theme, and as they're about to launch that game, they apparently realized, oh, we don't own that. So they had to quickly write a new theme for it.
They should have got
Fucking
that dude
Sega.
who did the basement theme in Resident Evil Director's Cut.
Oh, the deaf musician that wasn't really deaf and
Deaf.
didn't really write that
Right,
music.
yeah, didn't really write his own music. Yeah. It's so horrible.
Yeah.
So bad. Right now, I just want to listen to that and have a good laugh.
Yeah, that should be our opening theme.
That man is dead.
Is he dead?
He's dead.
Is he dead?
He's dead.
That man is not deaf. Anyway, yeah, but there's tons of unlockable stuff in there. So if you play like the anniversary edition of the games, you don't have lives. There is a classic version of the game that you can play where you have lives. But if you play the anniversary edition, you can die as many times as you want, and you collect coins. Like if you get a 1-up kind of thing, it adds to your coin collection, which the coins are used to purchase, songs, character art, stuff like that in the museum area. There's a lot there. I mean, there really is. So when you go into the main menu, you can select the different games, and it has like a little island that you can zoom in on. It's got all these different characters. Like there's a lot of detail to it and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty big. So here's the problem I have, especially when it comes to reviewing this game, is the fact that they gave me everything. When wasn't this the game that had the like hellacious like roadmap of what you get depending on the version you buy?
No, there's only this version and then the deluxe edition. That's it.
Okay, all right.
And like the weird things that you get for having the special edition, if you really look into it, it's like it's all unlockable with the in-game coins.
Yeah.
Or rings, I guess, whatever.
Okay.
And even then, like, the stuff that I think is exclusive is, like, you can move the camera on the main screen to see the 3D. Like, okay, but, like...
It's just like a $5 stupid bonus thing. It's not even that expensive.
It's and I wouldn't even pay for it if,
Yeah, but why lock that behind $5?
Because they can.
I guess. I mean, that's real scummy.
Why would you not try to own complete rights to your music? Sega does some weird shit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Sonic 3's music's not the same in this either, because, I don't know, it was made by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and these are reworked versions of the original planned tracks, but then they're not as good as the beta versions of those tracks.
Yeah, that's
to
weird.
the point where Hidden Palace, the guys that released that beta version, was like, let us know if you want help restoring this because we have them.
Sonic's a weird thing.
There's like
Yeah.
weird. Part of me is like, I get that these are the main 4 games that everybody knows, but like, would it have killed you to put the Sega Master System Sonic 1 and 2 on here? Like, would it killed you to, put 3D Blast on here?
Oh, God, I don't know if I want to replay 3D Blast.
The Saturn version of 3D Blast is great.
Eh.
It looks great to this day because it looks like all those 3D poser animations that you'd get from like Mario at the time. That really weird, clean CG look.
Yeah.
I like that game. I know a lot of people don't. It's very different, but it's just weird. It's weird where they like draw the line. They're like, yeah, not that though. But it's like, yeah, but like not Sonic Spinball. You know what I mean? Like, even though Sonic Spinball is, I think, worse than 3D Blast, why not? Who gives a shit?
So I did find something funny because I was looking to see what all platforms this came to. It came to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also on PC. Fun fact, they delisted all of the old Sonic games on Steam when this released. So you cannot just buy those anymore.
Which is crazy because like this isn't even the same versions of those games.
Which
It's not?
No, these are widescreen. The originals aren't.
But you can play in the standard.
You can.
Yeah, but it's not. It's actually, this is a ground up remake from people.
From the
like,
Sonic
Mania guys.
Mania engine, right? Yeah.
Headcanon.
Yeah, wait a minute. So what the hell is Sonic Mania?
Sonic Mania
Oh my
was
God.
was a
Amazing.
version of it's a great game, but it's a fan team that built a new Sonic game in the style of the old ones, and it's really good. You should play it.
Okay, so Sonic Mania is a separate game. I thought
Yeah,
it was
it's its
another
own
collection.
game. No,
Okay.
it's its own
All right.
game. There's a Sonic collection on the GameCube called the Mega Collection. I think, Anthony, if I'm not
The
mistaken,
Sonic
that was
Mega
the last
Collection.
one.
Then they ported it to. Oh God, you think it's the last one?
I mean, collection
No.
as in like all of the games together. I know they re-released
Sonic-
them on like
So there's
Xbox
Sonic.
Live
There's
Arcade.
Sonic Collection on the GameCube and Sonic Gems Collection. Then there was Sonic Mega Collection Plus on PS2. Then the last time you could kind of get all the Sonic games in one bundle, although I don't think 3 and Knuckles were combined in that, was Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection on 360 and PS3.
Oh, that's
PS3.
right.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right. I
Which I
have
had.
that.
Yeah.
I have that one. Yeah.
However,
That
oh,
collection
sorry.
is excellent, actually. It's got a bunch of really good games, and it's got Dynamite Heady in it.
It's
Yeah.
got the only way to play Golden Axe Warrior, I believe, that isn't like a fortune. Yeah, that's a really good collection.
Drew owns it,
Yeah.
and he's never played Sonic the Hedgehog. That kills me.
Nope.
Then they released the game separately on Xbox Live and PSN.
Yeah, I remember that. 'cause
But
I
then
still own 'em.
they also did.
Are those delisted as well?
Yes, I think they are.
I'll search. And then they did the PC collection where they had a whole bunch of Genesis games emulated. Sonic and Knuckles was like Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic 3 were all separate.
Sonic the
And
Hedgehog
had the
2
original
is
music.
also available on Nintendo Switch Online, but only Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
But that's because it's the Sega Ages version, which is done by M2.
No. I mean on the Genesis.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the last time you could get Sonic stuff combined was like the Genesis collection on Steam. But that has now been, those games have been taken off because you could buy them separately. But then that collection also turned into that weird one that had like the 3D setup of the room with all the, you know the one I'm talking about, Ken? The one I reviewed?
Yeah.
And then that version was different on consoles than it was on the PC, so it's a really weird. The emulation's not perfect on that. It's not terrible, but it's not perfect, and it's just, yeah, It's Sonic Collections are a mess. But yeah, you could hear all this music that's in the new Sonic Collection in the Sonic and Knuckles collection for PC back in the day. They need to have a definitive version already, because from what I've heard about this collection, even that is still not definitive enough. I'm not talking about music. I get it, licensing, it's hard. Especially when you're Sega in the 90s and you apparently don't own rights to a lot of stuff like Echo the Dolphin. Anyways, it's just like every version has something wrong with it, which is weird because from what I've heard, Sonic 1 and 2 and CD from the mobile phones, like the iPhone versions, from Headcanon, are like the version to play. And then all they had to do was do that for console, and apparently they kind of fucked Headcanon on it. I don't know. It's a mess.
Just think about the difference between Nintendo and Sega as it relates this kind of stuff. Like, the way the properties are treated and their availability and collections and stuff like that. The Nintendo method obviously is a lot fewer collections, but much more consistent, I'll say, in terms of quality and availability. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
None of these companies truly respect their retro catalog, though. It kills me. Like, some of them are better than others, but
I think Nintendo. I think Nintendo's doesn't necessarily understand how to do it well. Like, in terms of like how often they go back to it. They'll seem.
You mean they don't go back to it often enough?
Exactly. Yeah. Or they go back to the same games too often.
It's more the Disney approach, I think. Where
the vault, yeah, I know.
But it's like forced scarcity.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so you could own Ocarina of Time on N64. You could own Ocarina of Time on GameCube. You could own it on Wii. You could own it on Wii U. You could own it on the Switch now through their live service.
Well, you can't own it there.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Like, it is playable on everything. Okay, cool. I would really like to play, I'm just looking at like weird fucking Nintendo titles. Like, I'd really like to play the Mario baseball game. We're not putting another one of those out. We had two. Yeah. You're done.
No, I definitely agree with you. There's properties they don't go back to often enough, and you may have something in the news about this, Ken, but I saw somebody at Nintendo say that it's very difficult to go back to the properties that people want them to go back to.
Yeah, and because of the F-Zero stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not.
No, it's not at all. And man, when you think about it, like, how has Sony fucked this up so bad? Like, they just did the retro thing, and they put 5 fucking PS1 games on there.
They're in the
5?
Same boat. Yep.
God.
And I think it's a little bit more painful with Nintendo than it is with Sony, because the further you go back with Sony, the less Sony actually has a hold on, right? Like, they didn't own Spyro and they didn't own Crash, even though those games definitely helped define, that console. They didn't own Tekken and they didn't own Soul Calibur, Soul Blade, or whatever it was called on
Metal Gear. They don't own
Metal Gear. They don't own that. So a lot. So I understand the further you go back, but then you hit the PS2 and you're like, guys, come on! You got Sly, you got Ratchet, you got SOCOM, you got Jack, you had all these series that were yours. It's more painful with Nintendo because it's like, we are going to get a Mario game on this console. They do that Mario. I give them credit. That Mario collection, the 3D All-Stars, great collection. But why isn't Mario Galaxy 2 on it? So that one's just relegated to the Wii forever.
Well, they'll make another collection that has that on it eventually.
I'd hope. But, it's just like, there's these weird things. Like, I get it. It didn't set the world on fire. But Chibi Robo is a $200 GameCube game
every
now.
Time with a Chibi Robo.
Shut up. But it's like they own the license. And all they had to do was be like, okay, another Chibi Robo game. They released one on DS. It didn't set the world on fire because they only sold it through like Walmart. And then they were like, Japanese only game. And then here's a 3DS game that's nothing like the other two. I guess that property doesn't sell. And then they bail on it. You know, like it's just like, okay. But then they almost did the same thing with Pikmin. Pikmin 2, Pikmin 3 on a console that no one bought. And then they're like, hey, Pikmin on 3DS. And that didn't set the world on fire. It didn't sell very well. And then it's like, Pikmin 3 Deluxe on Switch, and that sold way better. And it's just like, well, yeah, that's what happens when you actually put work into it's like selling a game rather than just being like, the property's enough. It's like, yeah, but you have to put it somewhere where somebody wants to play it.
I was going to say, putting anything on the Switch right now is good for whatever they're putting on the Switch right now.
But it's just like, there's a lot of stuff that Nintendo doesn't go back to. But then, like, yeah, the opposite is like Sega going back to the same thing over and over and over again. And you're just like, please stop.
Well, and the version control too, right? Like,
yeah.
This version's only available here and in this method, and it doesn't include this and this, and
like, I looked up Sonic and Knuckles. It has been removed from the Xbox store.
Everybody
you cannot buy that version.
It always cracks me up that everybody forgets they made a Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
I don't forget. I just don't like it.
Nobody
I don't even know what that is.
It's an episodic Sonic the Hedgehog. Are we really going to spend like the whole goddamn show doing Sonic the Hedgehog? Come on.
Hold on. It was never finished. They were like, it's going to be 4 episodes. They got to 2. People were like, this isn't very good. And Sega's
was that the Xbox Live Arcade?
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one looks like a terrible Flash game.
Yeah, it was
like everything's so smooth, and they're like, this is we're following up Sonic 3. This is going to be the coolest, tightest shit ever. And you're like, no, it's not. And they're like, what if you wait for episode 2? And episode 2's better, but it's still not good.
Yeah, but then they just cut it off.
And then the one guy who did the takeover there did like a demo of what it could have looked like. And it's just like, oh boy, this is way better than what Sega put out. And then Sega worked on Sonic Generations. And basically that thing where they made like a full 3D game instead of like, and then had it play into 2D for the most part, instead of like having a 2D game with like weird Donkey Kong Country-esque sprites. Fuck that game.
Alright, let's move out. Let's move away from Sonic. Drew, do you have anything else? I think Drew left.
No,
Drew got tired of us talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, I'm here.
His eyes glazed over and he pictured bombing Sega building like he bombed the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah, I just kept going back to the Georgia Guidestones. No, not really. Played a lot of Yakuza 5. Man, that game goes like so many places. Like in the second section, I'm like stranded in the wilderness, and I had to go hunting, and I'm like, this isn't a Yakuza game.
Well,
I can't figure this stuff out, but I'm still playing through that.
reminds me of that crazy part in Red Dead Redemption 2 everybody always forgets about.
Yeah.
like that was just like, what the fuck is happening in this game?
It's a very weird diversion in
Yeah.
that game.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So
It's beyond the point where spoilers are a big deal, but there's a scene in that game where you and your crew get like put off on this island that's having like a civil war.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. You get shipwrecked basically on a island in the Caribbean or South America somewhere that's in the middle of a rebellion.
Yeah. It's fucking weird.
I
dude.
did not know this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a very it feels really disconnected to the rest of the narrative.
Yep.
Which is crazy because that game has one of the best narratives in the generation. And there's just this weird like side story in the middle.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they started doing that thinking it was going to be something bigger than it ended up being. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to describe.
Yeah. I remember when it happened, I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Where am I in this game?
Yeah.
I did not know that even happened. I have never got that far.
Yeah.
I bounced off that game so quickly.
I did too. I've still got it on my hard drive, and
Oh man, you
when
guys
the hell will I ever go back to it?
I mean,
shot a
are
man by
missing
accident.
out.
Was trying to talk to a man, shot him by accident, went, fuck this game.
I mean, you guys didn't even make it to the end where you get to do the cool thing.
Nope. I
You-
was
yeah.
so angry by accidentally shooting an innocent man. I was like, go fuck yourself, you stupid game. Like,
I
worrying
love
about
that game. That
fucking
game is so
horse
good.
testicles. Gassing your car coming to GTA 6, the most boring fucking inane. Yeah, no, thank you. Don't like that game. Watch, I'll
Alright.
go back to it and be like, hey, this game is amazing. Because that's
I'll
usually
tell you
how
what.
this happens.
The story is unbelievable.
Oh, I had no issue with the story. The very little bit that I took in, I'm like, this is great. But then
Yeah,
as
the
soon as I
story,
was
the voice
forced to
acting,
play
the
it,
writing is all excellent.
the moment I was actually forced to play it, I went,
I think that's kind of my big thing with Rockstar games. Like, I think they make great stories. They're fun. They're intricate. They write really good characters. But the act of playing those games is so cumbersome at times.
Yeah, they're going for
Seven
a
Mary
level.
Three.
They're going for a level of realism.
I'm so glad somebody else was there with me.
oh, dude, every time somebody says it. Every time.
Says what?
Cumbersome.
No.
Yeah. I'm pulling
I
up
don't
some
know.
fucking Trapped. Is that what's going on?
That's Seven
No,
Mary
no.
Three.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Seven Mary
All those
Three.
bands
Trapped.
bleed together from that era.
Trapped? Absolutely not. Will not have you besmirch One Hit Wonder 7 Mary 3.
Dude,
by
Trapped
calling
was
them
a
Hey,
one-hit
technically they were a
wonder.
two-hit wonder because they also had Hey, Hey, Devil Boy.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Okay.
We're gonna blow your
I stand by my
house
statement, but do not call them Trapped.
Oh,
for
Trapped.
heaven's sakes.
Trapped was also a
Oh,
subtitle
we'll
for
take you on.
a deception game, wasn't it? Or no, it was the name of a deception game.
Oh my god, this
Yeah,
podcast
Trapped.
is devolving into
It's a Trapped. What else you
We-
playing,
we
dude?
actually- So, fun fact, we did Trapped on the Zombie Frog Game Club, the predecessor to Phoenix Down. With
Can you still listen
Michael
to those
Futter
anywhere?
is with us. Yeah, Matt still has them on a hard drive somewhere, but I don't think you can find them online anymore.
Oh, snap.
I wish we could. I'd love to go back and listen to those.
I don't
we
think
did
you
a
do.
lot of
I don't
those.
think you want to listen to those because, man, listening to
This
the
podcast sounds like shit. How fucking bad is that one gonna be?
dude, you
I
Living
mean,
in
have you listened to
2022.
any of the early N4G Radio episodes?
episode
You listened
1.
to it when I started. That's like 3 years ago. It was even worse. The internet's only getting better as we get worse as hosts. I understand
that's
that.
how that works. Drew,
Yep.
video games. You're still on you, and it's 42 minutes in. What else you playing?
I know. We can wrap it up there. 'Cause the rest of the stuff is just me playing stuff for quests.
All right. Well, that's Drew's obsessed with the Microsoft Quests.
Yep.
All right, Anthony, what you got? Show us what you got.
So, Super Lucky's Tale, new Super Lucky's Tale on Switch is a lot of fun. I've been playing that. It's just like, I need something that is easy and has jumping and stuff. Because my brain, when I tried to get into Ground Divers, which I have for review, wasn't working very well. Ground Divers is
Is that out yet?
it came out on the 30th.
Okay, I didn't know if it
30th.
was out yet. I can't keep track of all these fucking dates.
Yeah, I know, right? So Ground Divers is a strategy game, and it's like you have a little robot, and you kind of just plop a spot down on this grid, and he moves to it, and he drills through stones, and there's enemies to fight and stuff. But, like, to do certain actions, you have, like, action points, and, like, man, it is, like, one of those, like, there's a lot of systems here, and a lot of logic, and if you're not in the right mood, it's like, it's neat. It's a neat little game, because at first I thought it was just going to be Mr. Driller. the turn-based RPG. It's not that at all. It's sort of a real-time strategy. Like, you put down the path for this little robot to walk, and if you don't keep giving him instructions, he just wanders off to do his own thing. Yeah, there's a bunch of like special actions that you have action points for, but then you have this weird cheer system that you kind of have to keep up because that's how he works. He works better, like he's more efficient if you keep the cheer up, but if you cheer him on too much, it overloads. So it's like there's this little meter on the side, and you press like the R button, and it fills up a little bit, and you press the R button, but you don't want to go into the red area because the red area is too much. And if you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Yep. That's how I feel. When the tutorial has to be done in segments, and like, they're like, okay, so this is how this works. There's a bit of concern, because I go, why do we keep pulling me out to do like the next part of the tutorial? Like, why do we keep resetting? And that's because this game has a lot of shit going on. So, I will dive further in and have a better description next time, because even then, recently when I tried to play it, my brain was just like, man, I don't fully get this. I've also been playing Phobia still. The reason why it's taking me a little bit longer is, and I'll just be upfront, the publisher or the developers did send a walkthrough. However, I don't want to use it, because if I just go off the walkthrough, the problem is, like, there's puzzles in it, because it's a horror game that's trying to sort of ape Resident Evil mixed with Silent Hill, and I want to actually solve the puzzles. If the puzzles are a big portion of this game, which they are, it doesn't rely on combat as much, I want to actually solve them. I want to figure it out on my own, because if I just look at a walkthrough that, you know, a normal player wouldn't have, you know, like, yeah, of course it was easy for me to solve. I just looked at the answer. I want to see if it's something that a player could actually solve. Like, right now, I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, I don't know where to go. The only time I've looked at the walkthrough so far was I was wandering around going, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. And the last time I talked about the camera that can kind of see back in time. And it limits your view, and it limits the ability to shoot things, which is concerning when there's stuff walking around that might need to be shot. The room that there was a save room, and I was in it, and I looked at it like in current time, but I never pulled up the camera, so I missed an item in there. So I was wandering around going, where the fuck do I go next? I have no idea. And lo and behold, the item is in a box that only appears in that room when you turn the camera on. And it's not like tucked away somewhere. It's literally right in front of the save. So it was like just me forgetting that I had a tool to use and just not using it. So, you know, it's stuff like that where I'm like, okay, that's not on them, that's on me. But right now, I have like 2 or 3 safes I have to open, and I don't have the combinations for them. So clearly I'm missing something. But is it missing something that is obvious and I'm just not noticing? Or is it something that is hidden away and obscured to the point where, like, how is somebody supposed to figure that out? And that's the problem with puzzle games, everybody. Like, puzzles like this. You know, not like Tetris puzzle game, but
Tetris.
like, it's still fun. It's still creepy as hell. Like, the atmosphere in this game is so perfect for a game that I have to assume they didn't have the biggest budget for. There was a conversation between 2 characters, just dialogue. I didn't see the other one. It's over a phone. And I kind of complimented that the guy had a realistic response. The actor that's playing the main character doesn't deliver anger in the most realistic of ways, but all the rest of his dialogue is really good. So I don't know what happened there, but he was on the phone with somebody, and he was supposed to be angry with them, and it just felt like, enough of your shit! I don't want to hear it! You have to tell me! What the fuck? And it's like, okay, calm down there. Like, you're really hamming it up. Like, you know, just fucking try to be more realistic. But then after he hangs up the phone, it's like one of the most realistic pieces of dialogue in the game so far. And I was like, dude, what the fuck happened there? But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. It's just, yeah, like, it's one of those games that's like, I could just look at the walkthrough, but I really don't think that would help my review of it. Still can't believe that is an independent game, though.
Yep.
And that's it for me. I've been busy with work, so.
All right, I'll move on to the Wombat.
Yeah, so really, all I have played is Elden Ring. I am level 92. I'll say getting relatively close. I'm on the Fire Giant, for those of you who know anything about the game, and I'm not ready for him yet. I'm close to ready for him, but I'm not ready for him yet. So I'm in the process now of leveling myself up a bit until I can get myself ready for him. And I've leveled up some of my weapons and stuff to try to get myself in a position where I'm stronger to fight him. I have I've got the Rivers of Blood katana, which is one of the best weapons in the game. And I've been sort of tearing people apart with that lately, which is nice. Just making my way through bosses, and it's great because it's open world. If I get stuck, it's like, okay, it's fine. I'll just go somewhere else and get some stuff to level up my weapons, or get some stuff to level up my character, and come back. And that is something that makes it, even though there is, grinding is the wrong way to put it, but even though there are some areas where it could, I guess, feel a little bit grindy, in that you gotta level up before you can take on the next boss. It doesn't get grindy in the sense that, okay, I have to keep banging my head against this particular wall for the next 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It's, there's plenty of things to do, which is, nice. It makes it a lot easier to get stuck. When I say that, I don't mean easier to get stuck. I mean, it makes it a lot easier if you get stuck. You don't have to worry about being stuck in the exact same place. You can just be prevented from progression, but not necessarily completely stuck. So I will say there's still some From Software jank in this game. I don't think anybody that's played it will disagree. As excellent as the game is, there's still some stuff that, like, the platforming, right? Like, they always put platforming in these games, and the platforming is just awful. But they do it anyway, because I don't know why. And that's frustrating. Some of the boss fights are a little bit frustrating, but generally I think most of them are very fair. I haven't come across one yet that I thought, man, that's just completely bullcrap. They've all been fair, which, that keeps you coming back even when you get beat. So, yeah, it's amazing. I think I'm 50 hours in, and I will not likely do New Game Plus, just because, but I will definitely come back in the event there's DLC for sure. But I've still got a ways to go before I even beat the game, so even that's maybe a little bit of a premature statement. And yeah, that's really it. Like I said, that's where all of my time has gone. It's been this game. And it's nice, like I said before, because my son's playing it too. So we compare notes all the time.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah. So, and he, like I said, a lot of times he'll see what I've done recently, and that'll be his cue to know what to do. So, but yeah, that's it. Just playing a lot of Elden Ring, and that'll likely be it for a while as I work through some of the rest of this stuff.
All right.
I have one more, Ken.
Well, go
One
ahead.
more, very quickly. 3DS game that came out actually not too long ago called Automaton Lung.
Okay.
It's this weird 3D third-person shooter on Nintendo 3DS, and like, I don't know, there's kind of like nothing like it. It was like $8 maybe not even that much. I don't necessarily recommend it, but at the same time, like, it's so visually weird and interesting that, like, hey, it might be the last game released on 3DS. So I don't know. I was a weird, very like almost proto PS1 type graphics, but it's full 3D. And it's got this weird like cyberpunk aesthetic. I guess even like more like cyberspace aesthetic. It was pretty decent. Got killed by like a weird sphere thing that big eye or whatever that shot a laser at me, and then it had to play the death animation. And I was like, all right, I'm very bad at this. But it was neat. I had to bring it up because it's like something that no one else is going to talk about. Yeah, Automaton Lung. There's like one gameplay video on YouTube, and it's a guy pointing a camera at a 3DS.
Nice.
Old school, off the screen gameplay. All right. Well, I can wrap this up. I've got a lot to talk about, so I'll try to go through these as quickly as possible. The first thing I want to talk about is that I played with myself.
Oh, great.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, my stupid moniker comes from an old Genesis game, and that motherfucker has been re-released in a collection.
Indeed it has.
Yeah. And it's out there, and you can play it, and you can realize, holy shit, first-person shooters on the Genesis were really bad.
Yeah.
Well, boy, it takes me back to go back and play this game, where essentially like half of the screen is like a map and a picture and all kinds of stuff, and the other half is, the first-person gameplay, which, what I like about this collection is they have, different versions of the game. And the new updated version allows you to use like the analog stick to move, which, my God, if you're trying to use the D-pad in a first-person shooter, it is rough. Also, it's crazy to me that like the music, as soon as I heard it, just hit like this nostalgia note of like, holy shit, I remember this song. The game itself is so generic, though. It is literally just like, here's a maze of walls, and sometimes people will come running at you and you shoot them, and it's just not that interesting. There are multiple characters you can pick, and each one it's kind of like the Ninja Turtles or the X-Men mentality of like, that's essentially your extra lives are the other characters. So, but yeah, it's out there. You can go play the game that spawned my namesake on the internet back in, God, fucking 1990 some shit. I don't know. Anyway. That's out there. I'll go through the indie games. I don't want to talk about a lot of them because there were so many of them. A couple highlights. Road 96. I'm not normally into like the kind of story-driven narrative. I don't want to call it like walking simulator, but essentially just like a choose-your-own-adventure kind of story. But something about this game is really interesting. It's about a runaway girl who's on her way trying to get across the border, and along the way you bump into these people and you have these conversations, but it's got this really cool aesthetic to it, and I love the first interaction of how, like, you're driving this other girl who lost her parents, and she's making a video game, and, like, you can give her tips on the video game while you're driving, and this takes place in, like, 96, so it's, like, newer stuff. I'm sorry, like, older stuff, so, like, some of the stuff they talk about in it has not happened yet. So hearing them discuss, like, new technology in the future is interesting. It's just really well written. I really like the characters, and I suggest you check it out if you're into those kind of games. I know it was a big deal that DJ Max Respect came to the Xbox, and I tried to play it. It is a controller-based rhythm game. And for some reason my brain just can't wrap around. So it's got a normal note line where the notes come down. and you use the controller, you use left on the D-pad and up on the D-pad, and then B and Y on the other side as the 4 notes that you can hit. And it's got things where you can hold notes and combine notes and things like that. When it starts combining like something from the left and something from the right, my brain just couldn't wrap around it. So I don't know, I couldn't get into it. The music in it's really good though. So the rest of these things are pretty straightforward. I'll hit them real quick. Formula Bit Racing DX and Rush Rally Origins are both like isometric top-down perspective racing games. One of them's a formula racing game, one's a rally racing game. They're both pretty good. Cursed Island is like a Odd Lots version of Terraria. Yeah, it's not great. I played through like the first level and I was just kind of like, meh. It's funny, there's a lot of combined theme games. So there's 2 games this week that I played that are kind of like Saturday morning cartoons. There is The Adventures of Chris, which is where you play a rather large nerd who gets sucked into this world, and like there's all these characters that are like buddy, like the villains. Like you've got the Dracula monster and the creature from the Black Lagoon, like kind of these, but they're played out as like teenagers, and they're all like petty. And his superpower is that he blows up like a balloon, because he's fat in the game. So that's like his power. I didn't think the jumping in it was all that great. So that was, when you're making a platformer like that, the jumping's kind of imperative. And when it's not great, it kind of ruins the experience. The other game that is like a Saturday morning cartoon is called Strong Moon. And this game felt like, what was the name of that? What were those indie games on Xbox that weren't? What was that called?
I don't know.
Fuck. XNA or something?
Those indie games on Xbox that weren't.
360 games that weren't Xbox Live Arcade. You remember that marketplace on the Xbox 360?
ID at Xbox?
No. That didn't come to Xbox One. This was. Fuck. What was it called?
XNA.
Was it XNA?
XNA.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Ryan
but
said that.
You're like if I say that and you ever played one of those games, you know what it feels like, right? Like
Sure.
This game feels like one of those. It feels almost like a advanced Flash game. The combat does not feel good at all. Like the hit detection feels bad. I'm playing 2 games I can't talk about yet, which is Bright Memory Infinite. Hey, you remember that game? It's finally coming out.
What? I know it was. They were X and A games, but I think it was XBLIG.
That's what it was. XBLIG. That's right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's Blig.
XBLIG. So it kind of feels like one of those. I'm playing Bright Memory Infinite, which I can't talk about yet, and I'm also playing Spider Source, which is the new Way Forward game. I can't talk about that yet. I did play Klonoa, though. The Klonoa Reverie series.
Are those games still Klonoa?
Those games are still 100% Klonoa. I forgot
That's
how
good.
simplified those games are. Like, that game it's just that. But God, I still love them. They're so good.
I don't know if I've ever played either of those fully through. I played both the Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah, I'd like to see a collection of those.
I remember going, this is easy. And then as you go through, you're like, this is not easy anymore.
I mean,
like
these games
figuring
are
out the puzzles
Yeah.
of like riding the current, and then like you need to shoot it this time to hit the switch, and then you have to grab the other guy quickly, then do that to use the platform.
Yeah, if you've never played Klonoa, it is pretty much it's in that era when they were making 2.5D games, is what they kind of called them, where like the platforming goes in 3D, but it's not actually in 3D. Like you can't move in and out of the background. It just kind of moves with you. And Klonoa literally has 2 buttons. You jump, and you throw your little ring at things and grab it, so you can grab enemies. Drew, you would die immediately because you can't jump on their heads. You just die.
Well, then I just don't play it.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't want to jump on all their heads because you would end up just having them have to reset because you need them to solve puzzles.
Yeah, so pretty much every enemy, they're there not to kill, they're there to solve puzzles. That's the whole point of them being there. When you grab them, you can do like a double jump if you use the character, which will let you get to different places. Like Anthony said, you've got to pick them up and throw them at objects to collect them. This version looks really good. They've obviously updated the visuals. They've also added what they call an easy mode. So like it's basically you can't die. They give you like 6 hearts in easy mode. And if you've ever played Klonoa, 6 hearts is like 40 hits, man. Like, you probably are never going to die. So, there's also a 2-player mode. You can, like, join in on the second player. I haven't tested that yet, but that seems like a pretty cool thing. And this is the first and second game, I believe.
First and second game of the weird 2 3D game series.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the problem is, like, I'm pretty sure the second GBA game is also called Klonoa 2.
Probably. Well, this was Door to Phantom Mile and Lunate's Veil.
Veil.
Yeah.
And the games, I don't remember what the first, Empire Dreams, I believe, is the first game on Game Boy Advance, and Dream Champ Tournament is number 2.
Dream Champ Tournament.
Where other people, like, there's these weird boss battles where, like, you see the other character go through the stage 2, and you're trying to race them to the end. My least favorite levels.
Yeah. But no, I love me some Klonoa, so I'm going to play some more of that. Alright, everybody can turn off for a minute, because I'm going to talk about the game. I played Overwatch 2. I've played quite a few hours of Overwatch 2. The Overwatch 2 beta is running right now. There are new characters. Us console peasants finally get to play as Sojourn, which has not been available to us, as well as Junker Queen is now in there, and a host of new maps, a new mode. It feels weird, man, that 2CP is gone. But
What is 2CP?
2 control points. So there's a mode in Overwatch where you take point A and then you take point
All
B.
the ICP.
Hey, if the Juggalos want to be in, Overwatch,
I need more Juggalo representation in video games, please.
dude, if Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J were Overwatch characters, I might be okay with that. But no, Overwatch 2 beta, there's a lot of content in it to check out, and I think it looks good. The sound is incredible. They've really done a great job with the audio in the game. It feels really good to play. My big issue right now is that beta only allows 2 modes. So there's quick play, which is role select, and then there's open queue quick play. And if you want to play role queue and you don't want to play support, it is going to be 15 minutes before you play a game.
That dude.
And that is just not fun. It has actually caused me to stop playing the beta because, I was playing it to kind of get a feel for it, see how much I liked it, see if I liked the changes. But I don't want to play support every game. I like playing support, but I don't want to play it every game.
And it's going to be free when it comes out, right?
Yeah, 100%. It'll be free.
Yeah, I had to talk. So my son came down the other day and said, I want to buy this thing. It's $30 and it lets me play Overwatch 2 and it gives me some stuff. And I'm like, dude, the game's going to be free when it comes out. Just wait till it comes out.
That $30, well, it's $40, but the thing that he's trying to buy gives you access to the beta immediately, which is kind of its big draw. And it gives you the first battle pass, which this game now uses battle passes. And it gives you some crap for the first game that obviously I didn't need because I've unlocked every goddamn thing in that game at this point. But yeah, the big thing is that it gives you access to the beta and it gives you the first season battle pass. So,
right.
But yeah, I really like it. I did try to jump into some open queue to check out Junker Queen, and she is really fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like the combos that you need to do to heal yourself and boost your team, and like she is just a really fun character to play. And so is Sojourn. Sojourn is a really fun character. She's kind of broken right now. Like her ultimate basically can just like one shot pretty much any character for an extended period of time. I'm really impressed with the new maps. Obviously, I feel very lost in them because I haven't played them 6,000 times at this point. So, like, I'm still learning where the best pathways and the best rollouts are for these maps, but I really, really, really like this game. I like the way it feels now that it's... You're right, Drew. It is very much a much faster time to kill.
Yeah.
So, like, you will die really quickly if you're not playing smart.
Yeah, everybody's an assassin in that game.
Yeah, I do like the change they made to support. So now supports all heal. If you're out of combat for 3 seconds, you heal yourself. So like
kind of like Mercy.
Yeah, so it's much easier to kind of survive. But yeah, those new tanks are truly new tanks, man. Like, they are beasts. Like, those are the only characters that don't drop.
What are the changes to some of the tanks? Like, give me some examples.
So Orisa was probably the biggest change. She no longer has a shield. She can still fortify. She has a boop. So basically, her one of her attacks is she'll spin the spear that she's got now, and it'll kind of absorb damage, but it also boops people back.
Okay.
The spear can be thrown at enemies, and it will it'll stun them into a wall.
Okay.
And then her ultimate is basically an AoE effect where she'll spin and you can charge it. And then once she's, if you charge it up to 100%, it'll do like just massive damage to everybody around them.
Mm.
Reinhardt stays pretty much unchanged. You can now cancel his charge, and he's got 2 fire strikes. That's kind of his biggest changes.
Okay.
Doomfist is weird because he's a tank now, so he's like all different. He no longer has his uppercut. His jump is more like Winston's jump. He can pull his fist back and absorb damage. He no longer one-shots anybody. So, like, that would be insane if a tank was one-shotting people. When he absorbs damage, that actually charges up his punch. So, like, the more damage you absorb, the stronger your punch is.
Gotcha.
Sigma remains unchanged. Roadhog just got some more health. In his ult, now he can stop it. So, like, before he would just keep going, you can now stop and heal during your ult. Your ult is, like, timed. So you can stop, heal, throw your hook. You can do any of that stuff during your ult. And then Junker Queen is a brawler tank. So one of her attacks, like, heals herself. Like, when she swings her axe. Her knife will do bleed damage on enemies. Her ult antis the entire people she hits with it. So everybody she hits with her ult immediately gets antied. Her shotgun is decent, does decent damage, but that's not really what you're using to kill people. And she also has a scorpion move. When you throw her knife, you can stick it in people and pull them to you, which is pretty cool.
Like Roadhog?
Yeah. But you can, like, literally throw it across the map, and then you can hold it. Like, if it sticks in an enemy, you can wait a second and then pull them back and then hit them. So.
Gotcha.
You can also throw the knife into a wall, and if somebody walks in its path and you pull it back, it won't pull them to you, but it will do bleed damage.
Gotcha.
So. Ball changes there's not really any. He's kind of the same. But, like, all the tanks got more health. Like, I think the least amount of health a tank has is, like, 650.
I mean, they kind of have to if that's the only freaking tank you got on the field.
Oh, absolutely. And trust me, they take a lot to take down.
So how many shields are there now? There's, 3 shields?
Yeah, because I guess Winston's shield's still in there. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, Winston's a shield. So Winston, Sigma, and Reinhardt.
That's it. And Reinhardt's shield got lowered. It's down to 1,200 now. So.
Okay.
There's not a lot of shooting shields in this game anymore, and there's definitely no double shield anymore. So. I'm enjoying it. I really like the changes, and I think it'll be fun once I start getting into it, because, I was playing comp last night in Overwatch 1, and it's just like, if you're playing the tank role and you're not playing double shield, all you're doing is shooting a fucking shield. Like, that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
And it gets tiring. Like, I was playing Roadhog last night in comp, and I'm just like left-clicking fucking shields just over and over and over again. I was like, I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah.
So. I don't know.
Toward the end there, I was a big Roadhog player. Like, I wanted to, like, get really good with him.
Well, in the new game,
Roadhog's-
you won't be shooting shields, so
Yeah. Roadhog legit was, like, one of my favorite characters
yeah.
toward the end there.
I don't know. I think, Drew, maybe when the game comes out, you give it a whirl. If you like it, you do. If you don't, you don't. You know, I like the changes so far, but I need to see it. I need to be able to play in a real atmosphere, because right now it is literally just quick play, and the only thing you can get into in a reasonable amount of time is support. And,
Yeah.
you know, I like playing support, but I don't want to play support every fucking game.
Yeah, no. I'm sure I'll probably download it and give it a shot, but I mean, I'm never gonna play that game as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I just can't. Like, I don't even have the feeling to do it anymore. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. I still love to play that game. I will see how I feel once, because right now I get the choice. Like, I can go play some of the new one, and I can still go back and play the one I'm comfortable with. So we'll see in October when this thing completely replaces the old game. Do I like it as much as I am with the current game?
The only question is will they ever allow people to go back and play 6v6?
I doubt it. Just because, like, I mean, the new game is completely tuned for 5v5.
Sure, but I mean, just have like an arcade mode where it's like, you know, classic mode.
Yeah, but you know that thing would just be a mess.
Wow.
These new tanks, if there were two of them, dude, it would be like, what's that mode called where everybody's cooldowns are like non-existent? Total Mayhem?
Total Mayhem.
Dude, it would be like that where you never take the point.
Yeah.
Like, I remember some of those games where, like, you would brawl on that first point for just like 15 minutes because you just didn't have any cooldowns. So, oh man. Anyway, we'll move on. I know everybody gets tired of hearing about Overwatch, but hey, it's new Overwatch. I probably won't talk about it again until the full game comes out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what is coming out this week, though, in this lovely month of July. Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, we've got Hellpoint, Time on Frog Island, Rayland, The Tale of Bistoon, Escape Academy, Hot Wheels Unleashed Looney Tunes, Mothman 1966, Mucinix, that sounds like some fucking allergy medicine. Game of the Year Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, baby.
Coming to Game Pass. Fucking A, man.
Excited for that.
Yeah, I got an email Friday of them offering me a review code, and I must have replied too late because she never replied back with the code. I was so pissed. I was like, dude, I wanted to power wash this weekend. Super Ola Champion Edition. Dread Out 2.
If you really want to get the full experience of Power Wash Simulator, just keep a little squirt bottle filled with water, and just when you feel like it would spray you back, you just give that good thing spritz at your face. Really get the whole experience of power washing.
Dude, I've actually thought about getting one for my house to do some power
Yeah.
washing around the house.
It
I need a power
satisfies me
wash around
so.
my house,
Oh.
too.
Yeah,
And my parents have one. I need to just borrow theirs.
yeah, I need to use it for like my garage floor and like some of my garage door and stuff. Like, that'd be awesome.
Pay a man to do that for me.
Oh, you have a man to do that for you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, does he do it with his shirt off for you in the front yard?
Yep, we take pictures.
Hot. Need to be on that Instagram account, Drew.
Mm.
I already said running on Magic, didn't I? I think I did. But if not, running on Magic. It's a video game out this week. PlayStation, it's all the same stuff. 200 Ways is the only game that's also coming to PlayStation. Alright, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, The Quest for Excalibur, Puy du Fou? How do you say that? Pydufou.
So say that again.
Puy du Fou?
Foi de foi.
How you say it?
I have no idea.
Again, is Puy de Fou.
Puy de Foix? De Foix? Was that how you say it? De Foix?
You sound like the American Dream trying to pronounce something.
The American Dream.
This is Dusty Rose.
Dusty Rose.
My sweet sapphire. I will take down the $1 million man, Ted DiBiase.
That's hard times, baby. It's hard times.
Pretty
Can't
much.
pay the wages.
With the puer de four.
Puer de foie. I noticed nobody else taking a stab at it, so alright, I'm moving on. Pretty much all the same stuff. Also for Xbox One and PS4 this week, we're getting DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace.
What the fuck?
It's a new animated movie coming out this week.
It's a video
The
game.
Rock
based
is
on-
in it because he's been
Of course he
promoting
is.
it. So,
Gotcha.
Spider Soars is also out this week, as
You.
is Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 for the Xbox.
Did you say spider sores?
Yeah, I talked about it earlier.
No, you didn't because
I
you said you couldn't talk
Well,
about
I said
it.
I can't talk about it, but yeah, like I'm playing it. It's way forwards. Spider Soars is in like dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Not
okay.
sores, like SORES.
No,
Yeah.
no, we're not looking at spiders, infections.
I was like, that's really gross.
Yeah. Spiders with bed sores.
Yeah.
Well, they've been
or
sleeping
sores
too
that
long.
have spiders coming out of them.
I mean, that's pretty gross. No, it's a game about where
man.
they mix spiders and dinosaurs, and those are the enemies.
Gotcha.
I like that idea.
I think that's it. Shred Remastered, whatever that is. That's a bicycle game, I think. There's a lot of people say bicycle nowadays.
Bicycle.
My bicycle. All right, Switch. Let's do the Switch. There's a game coming out called Gangsta Magic.
Oh, okay. Well,
What the
Gangsta magic.
fuck? Gangsta Magic. Spelled that way too. Gangsta Magic.
Gray and
Okay.
Snoop made some gangsta magic in the early 90s.
They absolutely made some Gangsta Magic. Galactic Pioneer. Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. Crut, the Mythic Wings. Mira, A Bird's Flight. Again, the quest for Excalibur. Puy du Foie.
Wait,
Poil
the
de
fuck?
foie. Poil de foie. There's going to be somebody that's listening to this show from France that's getting increasingly pissed off every time you try to say that.
Listen to these morons.
Oh. I feel
Blah.
Oh, God damn it. Rayland, Ambition, A Minuet of Powell. All right.
Let's just do the rest of them.
Dude, it's spelled that way. M-I-N-U-E-T. That's how I had to say it. A Minuet of Powell.
You sound like Frenchie.
I do sound like... Did you finish The Boys?
I did.
Oh, man, Jensen swearing like a sailor in that show.
I know it.
God damn. Darker Skies, Grobot, Hunter X, Kursk, that's whatever. Pascal's Wager, Definitive Edition. Pixel Game Maker Series Jetman.
And
Super UFO Fighter. It's all in capitals.
Ooh.
You gotta say
Oh,
it like
wow.
that.
yeah.
Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown. Zerthos, The Heir of Thunder. Worth Life.
Worth life?
Worth Life.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's Chell. X-E-L. Chell.
What's this life for?
Hell Pages. Long Live the Queen. Loud, also in all capitals. Marimo versus IAS. And Universal Flight Simulator. Those are your Nintendo Switch games. Du foie. News! The next N64 game coming to Nintendo Switch Online is... Anybody who doesn't know want to guess?
No, I don't know.
Wave race.
I wish.
No.
Nope.
I don't know.
Pokemon Puzzle League.
Wow,
Oh,
really?
okay.
Why not Pokemon Snap?
It's already on there.
Oh, it is? Okay.
No, I was pissed. Like, when the fuck is Wave Race coming?
No, so you actually asked that
I
question?
did. I was like, when the fuck is Wave Race coming?
I mean, I
So-
kind of figured Wave Race would be one of the next ones to come, right?
Exactly. And then, like, somebody on Twitter was like, you need to be patient. I was like, dude, at this pace, one a month, it'll be 10 years before they get all the N64 games on this fucking
Yeah.
service. Skull and Bones is really coming out in November. Did y'all watch that trailer?
Nope.
That's some Ubisoft.
Watch the gameplay.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a fucking break. You can't even get out of the goddamn ship.
This was the thing that we knew when it first got announced, and they fucking were like, okay, we're gonna go back and refix it. What? This idea was bad from the beginning.
Dude, you get to punch trees from the boat.
From the ship.
From
The
the
boat
Wait.
punches trees.
I'm sorry,
The
excuse
boat
me,
just
what?
hits trees?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
how you
boat
collect
hits
stuff.
trees.
You have to hit the trees to get the wood.
If the boat ends up getting legs and gets on shore, I'm in.
Dude, that's a
Until
different
that
game.
point in time.
All they had to do was make Black Flag for the modern generation and just focus on the pirate stuff, not the assassin stuff. That's all they had to do.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that.
No, they didn't do that. They didn't even make a better Sea of Thieves.
Snap.
Yeah.
Snap.
At least you can get out of the goddamn boat and Sea of Thieves.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Ubisoft, man, they're weird right now. They're weird.
They're desperately
Weird's
looking
one
for
way to put it.
someone. They're desperately looking for someone to buy that company.
Hey, you
Like-
said there wouldn't be a new Switch. Nintendo announced a new Switch this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
I told everybody that there wouldn't be a fucking new Switch.
There's a new Switch.
Okay.
No.
Splatoon Switch OLED.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
You got the Zackley disease, where your face smells exactly like your butt. Wish I
All
remembered
right.
what that was from. It's from a movie.
It's from a movie, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, there's a shame.
Oh, so, I mean, Splatoon, man. That's the system. That's the game that gets the system, huh? Okay.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
People love Splatoon, dude. It's
Okay.
I have never played that game.
I played it.
fun.
It was okay once. I won't ever play it
Yeah.
again.
People say that about Overwatch as well.
They do.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, we
it's
were-
Splatoon
got
and Overwatch
multiplayer.
they're very similar games.
We
so-
weren't talking about Overwatch, but Anthony, let me know what bothers you the most. It's okay. All right.
Well, my point was, hold on. My point was like, it's an welcome to online games. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, but you always pick Overwatch because you know you're trying to get under my skin. I know how you are.
Oh yeah, listen, Ken, who sends Twitter posts that's clearly meaning to upset me. Nice try. I've caught on to your game. You just send me shit because you're like, Anthony's gonna really be pissed about this. So get the fuck out of here with your, you're just picking on Overwatch because you know it bothers me. Yeah.
But it doesn't
You
bother
learn
me.
from the best.
I don't care.
You piece of shit.
Everybody hates Overwatch. I'm aware of that. It's fine.
Fucking-
Speaking of things that made people uncomfortable, did y'all watch that clip about the Avengers? So She-Hulk was leaked for the Avengers by a streamer while he was streaming with a dev.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Holy
He's
cow,
like, I
watch
think
that
I'm old
guy.
to say this.
Ugh. The best part was is that he just kept going.
No.
He just kept going. It was
Yeah.
so funny. Whew, okay,
Almost
so
like these streamers are unprofessional.
I know, right?
I don't know.
They keep just getting all this money. I don't
That's
know.
the people that listen to him anymore. They don't listen to anybody else.
I didn't even know that people were still playing the Avengers. Like
I
truly.
didn't either.
So
Yeah, I'm suspect.
yeah, well, I mean, I get why they're doing it. They probably have contracts to do a new character for each of the Marvel TV shows or something, because that's the next show, right?
Yes, that is the next show.
I don't know.
With the top tier animation, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable for due to Uncanny Valley at all.
There was another video floating around online because they just added Jane Foster's Thor to the Avengers, and there's apparently a line in it where Captain America doesn't understand why people want her to step on them. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, why does every video game have to be horny? Like, really? I don't get it. So, the UK government is apparently looking into the Blizzard Activision acquisition.
Uh-oh.
So, that was a news story that cropped up this week. I don't think that'll change anything, but it was just something that cropped up.
Could possibly delay it more.
Yeah, I still think it'll be done by next year. What is that? What, June, I think, is the date that people are thinking it's going to be done? I think it'll still be done by then. Truthfully, I don't give a shit if it ever gets done, but I want it to be done so I can get all those Activision games in Game Pass, because fucking give me more games. That's the only reason I want it. Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me. RoboCop, first-person shooter announced, coming in 2023.
So you're talking about a new Dead or Alive game.
No. Actually, I just watched Matt McMuscle's What Happened about Dead or Alive 6. That was very... I don't think we're going to see a new Dead or Alive game for a very long time. But we are going to see a RoboCop game.
God, I hope Kurtwood Smith is in it.
I did not actually watch the trailer for that.
Looks
Did they show
good.
gameplay?
Yeah, it looks good.
Is it a third person?
No,
or
it's
a
first person.
First person. Gotcha.
Clarence Boddicker, you're coming with me.
They have Peter Weller's likeness.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. We need Kurtwood Smith because he has the best line in all of RoboCop. Bitches leave.
That movie is a classic.
It is a classic.
Fucking, he's so good.
I
Everything is so
remember-
great.
Like, looking back at that movie now, I was way too young to watch that movie.
Oh, we were
Are you
way too
kidding
young to
me?
watch so many movies we watched as kids.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like we grew up to not let our kids do it. That's the best part.
Yeah, true story.
My son is...
Somehow, but RoboCop turned into more of a kids thing.
What didn't, they just made a cartoon and toys out of it.
Well,
Right.
Wasn't RoboCop 3 kind of more kiddish?
because it was also very much like the TV show and the cartoon, which were both also kiddish. But I mean, they did that with Aliens, and like Alien is not a kids movie,
You think?
right? Aliens is a bit more, but like even then, it's like, yeah,
Would you even consider Jurassic Park a kids movie?
The original one?
Yeah.
Lost World. I know they went harder on the toys, but yeah, they sold toys for that as well.
I let my
did.
son watch Jurassic Park. I'm not. That one's. There's a couple scary scenes
I mean,
in it, but
the first Jurassic Park's a horror movie.
kinda, yeah. But it's a PG-13 horror movie, so
True.
But like, anyways, my thing is like they used to do that a lot.
No,
used
they
to
absolutely did. Like they used to sell R-rated toys for a lot of.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I mean, Nightmare on Elm
like-
Street was marketed at me when I was a kid.
That's actually the one I was thinking of. God damn it. But yeah.
No, Friday the 13th was the same way. I mean, I dressed up as Jason when I was 7.
You and me both. Well, I think everybody did that at least one Halloween, right? You get the mask, you get the machete.
It's easy.
Yeah,
It's easy. You get the machete and you get the mask. That's it. That's
you're
all
good to
need.
go. I went as the T-1000, I went as Arnold with the face cut off one Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that one Halloween. Terminator is totally not a kid's movie.
No, that's another one. You're right.
Yeah. Horizon Forbidden West got another update. It now supports VRR, 40 hertz mode, and a high refresh rate over 60. So, it's nice. I booted it up.
Speaking of updates, I don't know if you have it in your news. The Quarry finally got their update.
Oh, for online?
Yeah, it has online multiplayer now.
Nice. I did not see anybody talking about that, but then again, I did not see anybody talking about the Quarry.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
That's really sad.
It's that price point.
I think it's
it may
the price.
very well be that price point.
The price point, but also, did you notice that immediately this week everybody was talking about The Devil in Me?
But they
I
started
don't know what
pushing
that
it.
is.
Yeah, that's their new game. That's their next the Dark Pictures game. The final episode of season 1.
Interesting.
Like, they immediately pivoted off the Quarry straight into... Like, I've seen nobody talk about the Quarry.
That's weird.
That's quality, guys. It really is.
I'll end up buying it or playing it when it's dirt cheap, but it's just like I cannot justify
$70 now.
Well, it's even more for me in Canada. Like, so no, it's not happening. Not when I want to play like Horizon this year. I'm questioning Dying Light and that stupid Stranger of Paradise game.
Oh yeah, that game. When that game goes cheap, buy it, but do not pay $60 for Stranger of Paradise.
Which one? Oh, Stranger of Paradise?
Yeah, do not. I mean, it's fun, but don't pay $60 for that game.
Also, I was super curious of like what other adult R-rated movies were turned into toys. Aliens, Predator, Commando, Demolition Man, Police Academy, Rambo, RoboCop.
Yeah, Rambo. Rambo was a big one.
Yeah, there was an NES Rambo game.
There's apparently Starship Troopers stuff that was sold in the 90s. Terminator.
Oh, man, I don't remember that.
And Toxic Crusader.
Toxic Crusader.
Oh, yeah. Toxic Crusader was a cartoon.
Yeah.
Toxic Crusader. Toxic Crusader.
Yeah, Toxic Crusader. I remember, and this is dumb, and it turned into but I remember when I saw it as a kid, and it kind of disturbed me a little bit, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That scared me as a kid because it was creepy at the time. And then you had like the Critters. You remember Critters?
Critters, the Krites, as they called them in the movie, the Krites. Gremlins was another horror movie.
Gremlins is kind of hardcore when you go back to it.
Yeah,
Gremlins is dark.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one, yeah. Like, I just showed my son Gremlins like last year.
What was it? The dolls, the Puppet Master.
Oh yeah, Puppet Master.
Yeah, but those were never super popular.
No, but I mean, when you were a kid, you're gonna watch whatever you can rent. And back then, my parents didn't give a crap. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like 7.
Dude, my parents let me have Cinemax in my room when I was like 11.
Yeah,
that was a mistake.
I watched The Crow whenever I was like 10.
Yeah,
Can't rain all the time. So
yeah. Next news story: Biomutant next gen version coming September 6th.
Go find yourself an old copy for the other consoles and buy that and just get the upgrade for free.
You get the free upgrade.
Yeah, I like that game. I
like that game too, but like my thing is when I saw it, they were like, "Oh, and here's the PS5 case or whatever," and I'm like, "You're asking full fucking price for this, get fucked."
Nah, just let me upgrade my version. It's still installed on my Xbox, so I'll just...
It's a some people have complained about that. I don't know. It's like kind of the perfect open world game. Turn your brain off, attack things, collect some stuff, and there's a good kind of interesting story going on in there.
I mean, that cricket talking to you the entire game kind of makes that part of it good.
I loved the fact that it was like, here's a bunch of different ways to attack. It's a big spectacle fighter, but then it's also like, hey, you know that part of Fallout that you like where you just see something in the distance and totally go off track of what you're supposed to be doing? It's all that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh, what's that thing over there? Oh, the arrow's killing me here? I'll come back later.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed does that pretty well.
Yeah.
Rockstar has reportedly put remakes of GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption on hold to work entirely on GTA 6.
And I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, how about don't remake those? Just don't even bother.
I mean, the GTA trilogy came out so well, right?
How about make freaking Bully 2, guys? I mean,
they're
holy
never
crap.
going to do that.
I have a feeling they're partially scared too, just because it could, because Bully.
When has Rockstar been afraid of anything though?
I think that's one where they're like, we don't really want to touch it. Because, like, I have a feeling they'll be like, how do we address this? Or how do we do this and not have a school shooting in it? I'll be honest with you. That's been my thought process. Like, they are writing so I don't know if that one was written by the Hauser brothers or whatever, but most of their games are written by, like, Brits making fun of America, or were early on anyways. And I just don't know how you write a game about kids in school and clearly make fun of America without addressing that. And it's just like, because unfortunately, it's a reality.
Well, didn't they make a comment about that when they were talking about writing the GTA games? They're like, we can't even write satire anymore because it's not satire, it's just the world.
That's
Yeah.
real life now.
Yeah. So, yeah,
I
maybe
mean,
that's...
take a look at The Boys for a hot minute.
Dude, if you didn't think Homelander was supposed to be some certain person, boy, that last episode, he is just straight up that person.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch the guy in the background with the horns?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I also recommend watching the Watchmen show.
Yeah,
Which is a
the
bit
HBO
heavier.
one? The HBO one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Because, boy, there's one line delivered in, like, the last episode or the second to last episode that really... If you weren't following along before then, they really make it clear who the bad guys are.
There's a straight up
Oh my
reference in... It's either the last or the next to last episode where somebody gets some flowers from Lindsey Graham, and I was just like, ah, come on.
I find it hilarious that they named him Bobby Singer.
Yeah, the president's Jim Beaver playing Bobby Singer. Like, come on, man. You're a little on the nose there, Kripke.
Yeah. They don't ever call him Bobby.
No,
They've said Bob once.
Yeah, they need to... Misha Collins needs to make a cameo in the Boys.
Oh, that'd be great, right?
Yeah.
He needs to call somebody an ass butt.
Yeah. Hey, ass butt. All right. A couple more news stories. E3's back. It's going to return.
Achilles upset.
Return and we'll talk about in 2023. Thanks to ReedPop, which is the company that does PAX. And 2 minutes after that was announced, Keighley had to tweet about Summer Game Fest. I'm like, boy,
I'm important too.
so petty in this game industry. Like,
Summer Game Fest is not dead.
Not dead.
E3 is dead. That should be how he opens Game Fest next year. They're like, E3 is dead.
E3 is dead.
I respect Keighley, I do, but dude, he is petty. Come on.
It's also I find his show like watching paint dry.
I mean, some of it is pretty boring.
It's cringy, and I'm just like, get to the trailer.
I mean, this past one was pretty good. Like, it was just, here's one.
If you like space horror games, it was pretty good.
Sure, but I mean, he did show off a lot of stuff.
He did.
He did bring out a few people and was like, hey, tell me about this and this.
The space horror thing is more of a failing of the industry than the award show.
And to be fair, he did a decent show in a year where we don't have a lot of stuff to announce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't hate on Keighley.
No, I'll watch his
appreciate
shit
what
every
he's trying
time.
to do generally, but
I don't. But it's just like when they try to be interesting, it's like you don't have a creative bone in your body.
The best thing he did was have fucking what's his name? The Doom soundtrack. Mick Gordon do the Doom live. That was great.
Yeah, that was good. And as much as, but it was like, remember that chick guy? The Razor Man?
Oh, the Bick guy.
No, it wasn't Bick. It was Schick.
I thought it was Bick.
Schick Razor.
I know. I can tell you it was a shtick. Oh.
Yeah, it's Schick. I'm seeing a picture. Schick Hydrobot.
He had the jar this year, right? The Elden Ring jar. You remember that?
I don't know, man. I literally cannot watch them anymore.
Hey, it's Hideo Kojima.
With the Schick Hydro.
God, I just about made a bad joke. I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah,
I know exactly what that joke was going to
be. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that one alone. Moving on. Lollipop Chainsaw is also coming back in 2023. It's getting a remake.
Yep.
I like that game. That game was fun.
Why do I get the feeling the licensed music is not going to?
Well, they have to change the music, clearly. Yeah.
The music choices in that game were superb.
But you can't relicense them.
I know.
Yeah. I hate
remember-
licensing.
You had to do that fight in the arcade, and they're playing Pac-Man Fever.
Oh God.
I was like, oh God, they're playing Pac-Man Fever.
Yeah. I mean, I can still play that game. I have it on 360. I can just go play it, but yeah.
What's the best game he's worked on?
Who? Which person are we referring to?
Suda 51.
What? Shadows of the Damned.
Shadows of the Dam. I
Give me a
would
second.
agree with that.
Give me a second. I'm going to look up his games because
I mean,
I want to make sure.
I mean, No More Heroes was okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say No More Heroes. No, it's not the. I'm trying to look at where he's the director or writer. Not
dude,
the
Shadows of the
producers.
Damned was so good.
Shadows of the Damned is probably his best thing he's done.
And that game is in limbo because it was published by EA.
Yep.
If you own it, though, you can still play it on your Xbox, whatever, because it's back compatible.
Backwards compatible, yeah.
Yep.
Gosh,
It's either Shadows of the Damned or Killer 7.
I don't care.
people hate Killer 7.
Oh,
People hate
Killer
it.
7. Killer 7's so perfectly weird.
Yeah,
It's
but
Killer
it's-
7. Like, I loved Killer 7, but I can understand how people fucking hate that game.
Yeah, I didn't care for that game.
That game plays like garbage.
All right,
Garbage.
this next story
Garbage.
was interesting. Should be an interesting conversation. In October of this year, Games with Gold will no longer offer 360 games.
I mean, they've kind of
They kind of have already.
milked that cow to death.
Yeah, but what does this mean for Games with Gold other than it should go the fuck away? It's bad.
I mean,
is
they're
bad.
running out of stuff to do. I mean, what are they going to give you?
I mean, they could
Well,
give
isn't
you better games.
Isn't that literally the reason why they're stopping? They're like, yeah, we can't have even everything we can.
Well, they've given everything they could get a license to, but I'm gonna tell you, there's hundreds of 360 games they haven't given away that they totally could.
Are they backwards compatible?
Yes,
Okay.
I mean, I was joking with I don't know anybody else follows Extreme Gamer on Twitter. Like one of the things we were talking about, like go out with a bang, give us those games you can't buy anymore. Like just unlock them on your account, like Mortal Kombat 9, or the Orange Box, or what's it, 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, which by the way is a great fucking game. Like, but you can't buy them digitally. So, like, give me those. Give me Jimmy Woods. You know?
I had a guy that used to work with me. His name was Tim Woods.
Damn,
And
did
I
you
would
play Double
every-
Dragon?
No, every time he was an electrician, and every time he pulled up, I go, "Gimme, Timmy Woods," and he's like, "What is that even from?" I was like, "Don't worry about it."
You should ask him if he ever got 50,000 in Double Dragon.
He got 50,000 Double Dragon, and you discovered the secret level.
The whistle,
in
the whistle in
and the
Super
whistle.
Mario 3.
Super Mario Bros. 3.
Every time you bring up like coworkers, Drew, I want you to know that the first thing I think of is how there's 8 Chaos Emeralds.
There is. And apparently there is also a store called Bed Bath & Body Works.
I mean, there should be.
I guess.
All right, these last two stories, they kind of work together. Forspoken has been delayed into 2023 after having conversations with our partners, which their partners would be Sony, who also announced God of War Ragnarok is coming out November 9th.
Oh, coinky dink.
Basically, Sony said, get the fuck out of our way.
Yeah, get out of the way, please.
Because nobody's buying Forspoken if God of War is out.
That's right.
Gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. And God of War Ragnarok comes out on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that'll be the last cross-gen game. 2 fucking years into the... We believe in generations.
Hey, you know what? I'm okay with that because guess what? I can't find a PlayStation 5.
No. I think it's totally good. I just think it's hilarious how Sony ran on that for so long, and now here we are. It'll literally be 2 years into this generation. We're still cross-gen games.
Yeah.
The only exclusive games so far are, what is it, Ratchet and Dark Souls, or sorry, Demon Souls remake.
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls remake, yeah.
And
Returnal.
Returnal. That's
Returnal.
theirs.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
Because Gran Turismo was crossed, Horizon was crossed, Spider-Man was crossed. What other games did they put out?
Godfall.
That's not them.
Oh, yeah,
That's on
that
Xbox.
shit sucks.
And it's on PS4.
And it's on PS4.
I'm surprised there's not
That's right.
I'm surprised there's
That's right.
not a Switch version yet.
And it sucks hard.
Oh, fuck. People, here's the thing though, you put it on Switch, people would buy it.
Of course they would.
Because people buy everything on the Switch. I don't even understand anymore. Like, I get the Switch is a cool system, but it is absolutely the last system I will buy a multi-platform game on.
Depends on the multi-platform game we're talking about.
No, it really doesn't.
For me, it does, I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Like, Sonic isn't gonna take a hit.
I mean,
Switch.
don't assume that.
Let me rephrase that. The Sonic collection that just came out
I still
isn't
wouldn't
gonna
assume
take a
that.
hit. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust the Switch to run
Sonic,
much.
that new Sonic game, yeah.
Dude, that thing is coming out on the Switch too. Holy
I
shit!
know.
Yeah, Sonic.
I'm just crazy. I'm just crazy enough to try both.
Fuck that, dude. I would not waste $60 on a game that is gonna run like trash. Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be full price unlike the Sonic Colors. Never mind. Yep.
Ugh. Ah, dog. That's all the news I got.
All right, so there's a new Terminator game, Terminator Survival Project. Did anybody know anything more about that? I've just seen like a
I
animated trailer.
saw the trailer.
It's apparently being published by Nacon, but made by Nacon Studio Milan, and I have no idea what it's about. Like, is it a sequel to that game? Because it's not like...
Are you just running around in like future trying to survive from the machines?
I have no idea. I've only seen the trailer.
Or maybe
Is it
you're...
supposed to be like a sequel to that last Terminator game?
I don't know. I thought that team was the one making the RoboCop game.
I'm pretty sure they are. That's the reason why I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I didn't even know there was a new Terminator game supposed to be coming out. So,
I don't know either.
It Takes Two sold over 7 million copies.
That's because it was fucking one of the best games of the year it came out.
Yep. And there's a picture of one of the devs and Cutie, the elephant queen.
Jesus Christ.
And it's just like,
Dude, that's fucked up. Like, truly, if you've ever played that game and you know about the elephant, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I will do the bad news first. Yuji Naka's losing his fucking mind on Twitter.
Yeah, he's something.
Going on?
Yeah, if ever there has been an instance of, dear God, log off.
What's going on?
So, you know how Balan Wonderworld came out bad, right?
Sure.
So, apparently, Yuji Naka feels like he was thrown under the bus for it, and says that Squaresoft didn't allow him to finish or whatever, but apparently he was a pain in the ass to work with, so they fired him or whatever.
Okay.
Which happens, and he's angry with Naoto Oshima because, like, he did the art for Balan, right? And they worked together on Sonic. And so, like, it was the Knights anniversary, and he posted a picture of the team, and actually painted out, like, with a black, like, paintbrush on, like, paint or some shit, like, paint out Naoto from that picture. Put it online.
That's some
And
Jeff
it's saying,
Keighley
like-
level of pettiness right there.
And he's, like, saying, like, oh, you know, it's, I had somebody fight me on this. I'm like, no, man, you're fucking wrong. I wrote, so yeah, he's like, what would you, I just put up, how would you feel if you're suddenly removed from a game that you had worked hard on for over 2 years, and when you went to court, you found out that they had been talking about me behind my back in court documents, and that is why I was removed from the game? Game creators create games with care for the people who play them. Don't you think that people and companies that cannot take care of the games are no good? Instead of talking behind my back, don't you think that you should tell them directly before removing them? What would you do if you were ill for a long time and unable to do anything because of it? And how would you feel if you were the director of an unfinished game and it was heavily criticized? That's Yuji Naka going off, and I wrote on Twitter, I know not everybody follows me, let me explain something. Sonic Extreme was supposed to be a 3D Sonic game for the Sega Saturn. There was like one game being made, but because the two parts were being deviated so much from each other, there ended up being two games being created that were going to be Sonic Extreme. Basically, if one didn't get finished and the other one did, that would be Sonic Extreme. Chris Sen was working on one, and the STI was Sega Technical Institute was working on the other. Sega Technical Institute had the Knights engine, and Yuji Naka famously, and I have it written in a fucking book that's been okayed by Sega and is published by Udon, called The History of Sonic the Hedgehog, said, I do not want them using my engine, give it back. Now, part of this is believed because they're foreigners, but really it doesn't matter, in my opinion. It's not your code. You can make it, but like Sega owns it. And this is just so basically what happened was that one didn't make it, and Chris Sen got super sick while working on his, almost died, and had to stop working on his version of Sonic Extreme. So it's funny that he says this shit, but like he's responsible directly for a game not getting released, to the point where Sega, in fear of it not happening, went to Traveler's Tales and said, hey, can you port Sonic 3D Blast to the Saturn just in case? And they did. Yuji Naka has famously been a problem in Sega's side forever, and I know that's like weird because this doesn't have to involve Sega, but like that company was eating shit, and Yuji Naka was just holed up like doing whatever the fuck he wanted. So like him going out there and being like, how dare they treat me like how I've treated other people? Hey, guess what? It's coming back finally. So the fact that he's blacking out his partner basically from the beginning of his fucking career because he's upset that he was an asshole to people and was outed for it. It's such a bizarre thing. And he's saying, well, I coded Knights in Scratch Assembly. There was no way that people working in C could use it because that's just not how that works. But it's like, yeah, but you're saying that now no one's going to be able to fucking fight you on it. Like, he was quiet for... he's just kind of a nightmare human being, and he's just proving himself to be that currently. And it's disappointing, because he had all this goodwill as the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog for so long, even though it was 3 people that did that. So yeah, it just... Go ahead and fucking look up that nightmare. It just gets worse and worse as he keeps talking. The other bad news is, hey, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD will not be available following September 1st, according to Steam.
Just the PC version, or like all of them?
Well, God knows, because Ubisoft is stopping all those servers for a bunch of games. So, yeah, I have no idea, but Steam is saying this title will not be accessible following September 1st, 2022. And then, yeah, like Ubisoft is also getting rid of single-player DLC on some consoles and PC. Like, apparently Assassin's Creed 3, the entire season pass, will not be accessible anymore. They had this stuff on sale like a week ago when the Steam summer sale was on.
Well, supposedly that's... I read another news story about a leak to the PlayStation Plus premium games being added, and a bunch of them were Assassin's Creed games.
I don't know, man. It's just like Ubisoft's making some real bad decisions as of late.
I mean, the only thing Ubisoft has right now to bank on is that Mario Rabbids game coming out. Other than that, I don't see anything exciting in their future. I mean, who gives a shit about Skull and Bones, truly?
Yeah, it's free to play.
I don't care.
But what I'm saying is, like, you're really gambling that people are going to like this game enough to throw money at it.
Yeah.
Or you're making it so fucking terrible that you have to pay to enjoy it at all. So...
Their last few free-to-play games have done so well.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, who remembers that Roller Champions game that came out? Yeah, exactly. That thing just came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyways, I do have one good thing to say before.
Okay.
The only other news piece. So there's a game called, and I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. I do not know how to pronounce the mountain range. Aconcagua,
I don't know what you're talking
part of the Andes Mountains.
Okay.
Dude, fuck if I know. It's Acon.
It's
Kiowa.
Okay.
Sure. It was also a PS1 game. There was a PS1 game that was in Japanese that is apparently really cinematic and pretty good, and just never got translated. It's finally been translated, and that is out there. And then it'll be out tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, July 11th. It'll be out. The translators announced that they've finished the patch, and they're putting it out there. And I don't know, it's exciting. It's exciting when stuff that's old gets a second life just because, somebody put the effort and wanted to make sure people could play it in other languages. And I realize I only ever call out English translations, but I mean, I'm sure it happens for other countries from English games too. Like a fan just puts the effort in and translates everything.
So much out there now. It's great. And I do get disappointed when there are things I can't play. I know several of you know, but I got a PS3 and kind of rebooted it and set it up this week, and boy, that's a process. But
do you have a bigger hard drive in it?
It's 320, I think, gigabyte.
Oh, I have a terabyte in mine.
Yeah, I have 320 in this one, and I probably need to replace it because it's old. But I did get it up and running. Boy, it's slow to download even when you hardwire it. I hardwired it, and it still took forever to download 27.
Yeah, that's that classic PS3 throttling. It's
Yeah.
fucking abysmal. And to get updates for games, like, you put it in, you have to actually start the game. It doesn't just do it.
Also, you have to install the game after it's done, and installing a game is like, I downloaded Metal Gear Solid 4 because obviously that game is literally only in one place. It's 27 gigs, which took a day to download, and then it took like 3 hours to install.
Watch him smoke three packs of cigarettes in the first hour.
I just let it run while I was watching TV, but I just kept checking on it. I was just like, Jesus Christ. But boy, all of my PS1 games are still there, my PS2 games, and I downloaded all those, and man, makes me miss all that stuff. Like,
makes me miss the old PlayStation Store. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud.
I've been trying. I've been trying to add money to my wallet because I wanted to buy Maximo, Ghost to Glory.
Oh wow!
And I can't seem to get money into my PlayStation wallet, and I don't know why. Because you can't just buy it like on the store.
Yeah, what you do is, I'm pretty sure you can put money into your PS4.
That's what
PS5?
I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, but it won't let me put money in my wallet. Like, I was just going to put the $10 in to buy Maximo, and it keeps saying, we can't do that right now. I'm like, why the fuck not?
Well, that's a fucking Sony problem, it sounds like.
Yeah, like, there was a couple games on there, I was like, I'll buy these over time, because I'd like to revisit Maximo, and there was something else I was going to check out. But, like, it just won't let me put money in my wallet. I'm like, God bless it. Yeah, no, I set up a PS3. It took me like 3 days to get everything done. Also, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is underrated. That game is fun.
It's fine. It's a fine game.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not Smash Brothers, and that's
Fine is the way I would describe it.
Yeah, like I was playing it, and like I forgot they had like several DLC characters I'd never bought. I was like, oh, that sucks, but I'm not gonna buy them now because I'm not gonna play that game that much. I just really want to play as Parappa nonstop. That's the one right there. Because I gotta believe, man.
Yeah, but oh, you mean in that game?
Yes, yeah, no,
right.
I can't play
like,
Parappa on my OLED TV.
I was like, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, wow, man, that's a bold fucking choice there because I don't think those games are playable.
Playing Parappa on an OLED is just not the way to go.
I've never liked Parappa. I like
I
the
love
music,
Parappa.
so I hate playing the game because it
Join the bowl.
Because to do better, you have to ruin the music.
Yeah, you got to be like better. It's not good. But I love the songs in those games anyway. I don't care. Just give me the Parappa soundtrack. We're down. We're good. Turn to the left, now turn to the right.
I like the car song that's clearly a
All
ripoff
in
of
the mind.
Yeah, obviously Master Chop Chop Onion, you know.
Yes.
the car ride one.
That's
Which is
because
a
you
ripoff
just
of-
got your license.
That's a ripoff of a song from Can called "The Turtle Has Short Legs." Dun, 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 dun.
Dude, that
The turtle has short legs. Is that what you just said?
Yep, "The Turtle Has Short Legs" by the German experimental band Can, which featured Damo Suzuki on vocals at the time. So
I think you're making all of those words up.
I don't understand. The turtle can have short legs, or it does have short legs.
Turtle has short legs.
It can, or it does.
I hate you.
All right, we have one tweet. It's from Blue Apple Blue. Again, I can't. He's saying Happy Eid al-Adha. Is that a? Anybody know what that one
I'm
is?
not listening. You know what? You're on your own. I can't. I'm not reading these.
Motherfucker, I dove into the
You're
patois.
just clearly butchering languages, you uncultured swine.
Yeah, that's how I roll. That's how I roll. I freely admit it. I don't say that.
I don't even know what you were like earlier with the French word there. You're like, am I pronouncing it right? I'm like, I'm not looking at it.
Dufois. Well, you're from Canada. There's a lot of French going on up there, right?
You could be saying anything. I don't know what you're looking at.
I spelled it.
I wasn't listening that hard because you were already butchering language. I'm like, I'm out. I don't know what he's saying.
I'm not trying to butcher language. I'm just trying to read. I butcher the English language, okay? I don't need to be told that I am butchering somebody else's language. Don't feel like I'm just, going for that one.
Yeah.
I butcher them all.
It's
Equal opportunity butcher is what I am. How long is the dead silence going to go for?
I can do it a long
Well,
time.
stop now.
Yeah. Anthony just went.
Cold chill up my spine.
I don't have
Okay.
anything else today.
all right. I have to share. All right. So I don't know. I'm scrolling through Facebook while you guys are playing the silent game or whatever, and Wayfair is like, here's a sponsored ad. Shrek cardboard cutout, cardboard stand up. Why? First off, but second is $131.65.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Is it life size?
Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't. It could be fucking 2 inches tall. Even, I don't know.
Y'all watch the AVGN Shrek episode?
No.
That's fucking great. You should watch that.
I watched the cat episode.
Oh, the Purr Pals?
Yeah.
Go back and watch the Shrek episode. It's like some dark cultish shit. It's great.
I haven't even hit the gold on this though. Next to the Shrek cardboard cutout is the dog pound, hot dog countertop cooker, and bun warmer.
Oh, okay. Well,
And it's like you just put in a stack of hot dogs, I guess, and it just cooks them, and then there's just a hot dog buns up top. That's a cheap $750.
Wow.
Is it sponsored by Snoop Dogg's The Dog Pound? Maybe that's why it's so
I just want to
expensive.
continue. It's like we want your email. I'm like, I don't want to give you my email. I want to see. I want to see the dog pound.
nothing but the dog and me.
Dog.
They also have Marvel
Wow,
superheroes.
yippee-yay.
2-player. It's like a countertop arcade cabinet thing. $600.
Those
Like,
things
what
are
the fuck collection?
expensive,
The
y'all.
collection of this arcade 1-up X-Men vs Street Fighter light up sign. It's $270.
Yeah,
Good
that
lord.
doesn't surprise me.
A chair, and then there's just like a chair that looks like you just took metal bars and then wrapped a bunch of wire, and they're like, yeah, just sit in this, you piece of shit. Looks like you just have a bunch of crumpled wires in a
Just
box.
sit in this, you piece of shit.
You piece of
What
shit.
a weird,
Good ass.
what a weird fucking set of
What the
Things
fuck
to
just
sell.
happened?
I don't know. I thought you were quoting The Rock.
Sit in this shit ass. Bitch.
Shit ass. Well, shit the bed.
Shit and ass.
This thing didn't go off the rails quick enough.
This whole podcast, just if it deleted before we saved it,
Have
I'd
we
be
ever
fine.
been on the rails? That's my question.
Like,
No,
Sometimes.
but we're off the chain.
I mean, who isn't off the chain?
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm on the chain.
Or in the
I'm
one
on
was it the Key and Peele skit where I put the pussy on the chain wax.
What the fuck just happened?
You never seen that skit?
I don't know what you're talking about. What is going
Nice.
on?
You can YouTube that and it will actually bring up something.
Noise.
Noise. What the fuck is going on?
I do enjoy Key and Peele.
Yeah,
Key and Peele's good.
I never finished the whole. I was watching it on whatever the fuck it was on Paramount Plus. I don't think I ever finished the last season. I don't think I did. Fuck, I don't know. I can't. There's too much shit to watch on television that I can't. I haven't even started Moon Knight nor Miss Marvel. I just picked up.
The Moon Knight just stopped.
Well, I saw Better Call Saul season 6 went on sale yesterday, and I'd already finished 1 through 5, and I wanted to finish it because I guess it's ending soon. It's the final season.
Is that the last season?
Yeah, this is the last season. I guess the last episodes are coming up soon, so I was like, you know what, I'll start watching it. So I got that. I just finished The Boys, so that's done till whenever they put out season 4.
Yep.
There's too many television shows. And
By the
movies.
time I actually watch The Boys, this whole show will probably be over.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to wait until things are done before you watch them, because otherwise you just get pissed.
I was thinking more of the years and years. I know I mentioned it. I don't know why I'm fucking going into this, but years and years of people saying, like, you need to watch Game of Thrones. Do I now? In
No.
hindsight, do I need to watch that show?
That show
No.
was still good.
People in
Just
college
because the
who were
ending
like,
sucked
this is,
didn't mean it
you
wasn't
like
good.
fantasy? Yeah, no, that does mean it's bad, Ken. That's,
No.
yes, it does. No
You
one
watch a
remembers
show
it.
for 8 years and it ends like that? I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of your life wasted to fucking have somebody shit in your hand.
I mean, it's better than shitting in your mouth.
He's not wrong.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't subscribe to the it's about the journey, not the destination. I don't know. Like, I've never heard of, the trip to Disney World, guys. That's the real magic.
I liked the Conan game, but the last boss sucks. But I still liked the Conan game.
Yeah, but there's gameplay to enjoy there. But
I
it's not,
enjoyed
like,
the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones. I enjoyed it. When
Yeah.
I stopped enjoying it, I turned it off.
I agree with you, Ken. You and I are on the same page.
What's the worst TV show you stuck all the way through?
Stuck all the way
Oh.
through? I
Yeah.
never stick all the way through, I don't think. It sucks.
I can tell you what the worst ending to a TV show that I watched all the way through was.
What's that?
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my god, that sucked, right?
Or so it's between that and Dexter. But they at
was
least
the other
brought
one.
Dexter back.
Dexter.
Well, did you watch the new season that came out?
We started it. We've only watched one episode of it.
Apparently,
It's one we'll
that's
go back
the
to.
ending. Like that, they're not making any more Dexter. I think that's it. That's how it actually ends.
Yeah, what the new series is ending, you mean?
Yeah,
Like the ending to the new series is how it's ending.
yeah. As
Yeah.
far as I know, that's how it is. But yeah, the last. Oh man, that last. To be honest with you, after season 4, Dexter got garbage.
Yes, agreed.
Which one is season 4?
Season 4 was
Season
the one
4
with
is-
Trinity Killer.
Yes.
I've
with
never
John
seen an
Lithgow.
episode of that show.
Oh man, it
okay,
was
but
so good for the first 4 seasons.
The first season is still
So
the best.
what? All right,
in my opinion.
hang on a second. Season 1, great. Season 2, fantastic. Season 3, kind of rough.
Yep.
Season 4, fucking amazing.
Yes.
Season 5 was bad. Season 6 was like, what? I knew what was happening as soon as they showed it. And I was just like, wow, this is bad. And then season 7, my wife still is pissed about that. She hates it. She's like, I have no idea why I finished that.
Yeah.
I don't finish the shows I don't like. Like, I turned off The Walking Dead after 4 seasons. I turned off Game of Thrones up to the last season. I just
I'm
don't
trying
finish them.
to figure out what one is it. Season 3 where he teams up with the
DA.
DA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Smits. There he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's a rough season.
That's a rough
where you're
one,
like-
yeah.
Season 1 and 2. Well, season 1 is I still think my favorite because it's the best mystery of them all. Right? Because you don't know who the killer is until you meet them.
Yeah.
When you do know who the Trinity killer is, and it's more of how is he gonna stop Trinity, right? Season 1 and 2 though are made better because Dokes. And
Yes.
one of the worst things they ever did was kill him off.
Prize,
Oh,
motherfucker.
wow.
I can tell you.
Surprise, motherfucker! We were like, oh shit, because he's intimidating. Like it's not like a, it's not.
He's a
that's-
massive motherfucker,
fucker,
dude.
dude. Yeah, he's not a small man. Oh yeah.
I can tell you another
I
set
am,
of TV shows I never finished because they were terrible after a few seasons was all of the CWDC shows.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
they just
How
keep
many-
going, don't they?
Yeah, I've never
They just
finished
keep
Arrow.
going.
I've never finished Legends of Tomorrow. I've never finished Flash. I don't think Flash is quite
You
done
can't
yet.
finish the Flash. It's not done.
But I quit like 4 seasons
The
ago.
Flash,
Yeah.
The Flash, which, like, do you like Flashpoint? Great, because that is going to be every season.
Never seen an episode of Black Lightning. Never seen an episode of Batwoman. Like I didn't even start
Well, I mean,
those.
Batwoman's canceled, so
Yeah, I never saw any of those.
Constantine was their best show, and it got a whole 1 season.
It wasn't theirs, was it? I thought it was ABC.
It was ABC.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's published, I think, under their
They
title now.
took
But
it.
yeah,
They took it back. I never finished Supergirl. I didn't even start Superman and Lois or whatever the fuck that's called. Nah.
Wasn't it called Krypton?
No, that's a different show. That's on Sci-Fi.
yeah, it's on
Okay.
Sci-Fi. The guy who was the Spectre, or was going to be the Spectre in Constantine, ended up being Lobo on Krypton.
Hey, the guy
Okay.
who did the pilot for Aquaman ended up becoming the Green Arrow in Smallville. So
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit.
And
I
then-
mean, they had to address the fact that Brandon Routh played Superman and the Atom in the big crossover event.
Hey, Smallville, I actually enjoyed. That was a good show.
I never finished
Smallville-
Smallville. I watched the first probably 4 seasons because my roommate at the time was into it. But I
Smallville
never
suffered
finished
from a
it.
lot of that, though.
I like that show, but mostly because of Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
He made that show. He wasn't in the final season, maybe 2 seasons, and that sucked. But
They brought him back for the last episode, didn't they?
he was in a flashback. It sucked. I did like that it ended with Welling flying in the suit. I thought that was cool.
That's right. That's right. I remember that now.
Yep.
It's CW, man. Sometimes they just have some.
I mean, the only show that I've ever finished that they made was Smallville and Supernatural. That's it.
Yeah.
I
We
decided to,
tried.
like,
We watched most of Arrow, and then bailed because it just got so lame.
Dude, when it got to the point where he was like trying to save his kid, I was just like, I don't care anymore.
I don't even know that I made it that far.
Yeah, it got real bad.
The Flash had some interesting moments in the first and second seasons, but after season 2,
It just
just
got
like
bad.
it just got bad
Yeah.
it's going
like-
back in time.
again and again.
What?
And now
How
we're
many
now we're in
times can you
Earth
not
2.
learn the? How many times can we not learn the mistake of this is not going to work out?
I mean, otherwise you don't have a plot point.
But no, you do. The Flash has other comics. The time travel wasn't always Flash's big thing. Like, I just don't get it. Like, maybe you're bad writers then. Like, the
Other
only
question
piece of
is-
time travel that's always been consistent is Reverse Flash, and that is the only person. Ugh, fuck.
The better question is what are they going to do with Ezra Miller?
They are moving forward with that movie.
They
need
are?
Yeah, they're doubling down on it.
They need to just scrap it. I'm put it on, or make a buck back by selling it on Blu-ray. Do not put that thing in theaters.
Yep,
When
they're
was
gonna
that
put it
supposed
in.
to come out?
It's out in summer of next year, right? I think.
They feel like they have to keep pushing it back because Ezra Miller makes another headline.
Well, I read a story the other day that they're pushing forward with. They're just gonna double down and let it go.
Yeah, and never work with him again.
Yeah, and this will
again,
be his
sorry.
movie, and I guess he'll just fall off into the multiverse or whatever. I don't know. I don't care.
They just do the Poochie thing, and I have to go back to my home planet now.
All right, let's get out of here because I'm hungry. I need some caffeine. I haven't had any yet today. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at N4G Podcast. If you want to follow all of us individually, I'm at ZTGD, Ryan's at Wombat RP, Drew is at DMF Fury, Anthony's at Complacent Robot. You can also email us podcasts at ztgd.com. Phoenix down, going right now. Yakuza 5. When's that next episode of coming, Drew?
Should be this week.
Excellent.
And then we won't have an episode the week after because I'll be at the beach.
The beach.
The beach.
Go, you son of a beach. That's it. I don't have anything else unless somebody else does. We can get out of here. Peace, bitch.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G Podcast. Zero tolerance.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Gather time.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
I've always lived in anger.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.